guys, it's Jess. So today I'm going to be doing a what's on my iPad. I got the iPad Pro 4 for school because I know it's very helpful, especially in college classes. And especially since it is back to school season, I kind of wanted to give you guys some apps that are really helpful when it comes to school and accessories that make the iPad easier to use and just what's on my iPad in general. I watched so many of these videos before I got my iPad and it was so helpful. So if you guys are just getting your iPad Air 4 and you're trying to figure out what apps to get or what accessories to get for your iPad, this is a perfect video for you, so make sure to stick around. I also have the timestamps right here of when I'm going to be saying accessories and different things, so if you're just looking for accessories or what apps to get, it's on the screen right here. Okay, so if I'm ever looking this way, it's because my iPad is this way, so just so you know, so you don't think I'm staring off into space or anything. This is what my home screen looks like, and I really love how this looks. So I just have 4 widgets in the corner over here, and I just have my Apple Music widget, and if you're interested in any of my social medias or Apple Musics or anything, they're all linked down below, so go ahead and follow them. But right now, that's just my main playlist is up on there. And then next to it, I just have my Pinterest pictures that rotate hourly. And then under that, I have my calendar where my events pop up. Like if I have something to do that day, it will pop up down right there. And then I just have this other widget that shows the percentage of my Apple Watch and my iPad. And then moving on to the actual apps, I have FaceTime. I don't really use FaceTime on this, but then I have Calendar. And recently I've been really getting into using the calendar. I never ever before used the calendar app, but my friend kind of introduced me to it. If I have something going on that day and I need to know the time or whatever, it pops up on my phone, which I love, and it looks so organized and nice. So if you're not taking advantage of the calendar app, I highly recommend it. And then I just have clock, which I don't use, photos, camera, notes. And personally for me, I don't use the notes as often as I think I should. I don't find a purpose for it because I have another app for it, which I'll get into a little bit later. But the notes is nice. I do use it from time to time, but really not really. And then I have maps in Pinterest. And like I said in my past video of what's on my iPhone, and if you guys haven't watched that, it's linked down below if you're interested. I'm constantly on Pinterest and I love Pinterest so much, so make sure to follow me on there. Most of my inspo for my room for wallpapers and different things comes from. And then I have GoodNotes. So this app is by far my most used app for school. So this will probably be app number 1 that you absolutely must have for school. I know there's a couple other notes apps that you can get, but I prefer GoodNotes personally. I just think it's much easier to maneuver and stuff like that. And as you can see, I have different folders and notebooks, and I like that you can customize the front of your notebooks and different things like that. So obviously I have biology, psychology in my study notebook, and I'm just going to make a new one for you guys so you can kind of see how to use it and stuff. So obviously I chose graph paper, and that's the cover I chose. And then you can choose different paper styles over here. So you have like Cornell Notes, planner, ruled, blank, legal paper, and then my current template, which is graph paper. So I definitely recommend the GoodNotes app if you don't have it. And then I have YouTube, and I love watching YouTube on my iPad. It's so nice. I like it more than watching on my laptop or on my phone because it's a nicer screen, and I don't know, there's just something about it. Moving on, I have Canvas, and I use Canvas for my school. That's what my college uses to get workout, but that's what they use. They just use Canvas. And then I have Zoom, obviously, if my teachers have Zoom calls or my college has Zoom calls or whatever it may be. So that's why I have that there. And then on the bottom, I just have my messages, obviously Safari, music app, my email, and files. Files is another really nice thing about this, is if you have assignments that you need to turn in, like on Canvas, for example, I have to turn in assignments. Having your files organized for your classes helps so much. So that's another tip I can give you guys for using your iPad for school, is definitely organize your files app in a way that you can understand, and it's very helpful. You'll be grateful in the long run. And now moving on to the next page, I just have a folder that says Apple stuff. I have this on my phone too. I just keep all my Apple stuff kind of condensed into one folder because it's easier for me to find what I need to find. So this is my most used. Then I just have my App Store, Find My, and then TV, reminders, and settings. Like I said, I don't really use the Apple stuff very often, but these are the ones that I use the most. Now, this folder is the ones I never use. I just don't find a need for them, but I still want to keep them, if that makes any sense at all. So I have iMovie, photo booth, clips, numbers, pages, keynote. I'm not going to go through all of them. You guys can see them all. I just don't find a need to use them on here. Sometimes I will use podcasts, but that's just very, very rarely. I don't find a need for them. Now, moving on to my YouTube folder. I just have Fonto, which I use to create my thumbnails and the text on my thumbnails. And then I have this Rem Mini, I think that's how you pronounce it, app. I actually found this on TikTok. I don't know if you guys remember, this was like a trend a couple months ago, maybe a year ago, where they would kind of like enhance their photos to look more clear and less blurry. But I use that sometimes for my thumbnails because the camera quality sometimes is just not coming through, so I have to fix it myself. And then I have YouTube Studio, which you check YouTube analytics and your views and all that sort of things. That's how I respond to your comments, because it's kind of just easier that way. And by the way, I respond to almost all my comments and I like all my comments. So if you comment, I will respond, and comment this emoji down below right now and I'll make sure to give it a like and respond. So that is everything that's currently on my iPad, and I'm just gonna give you guys a brief tips overview of what you need for school. So like I said, GoodNotes, super important if you want to take notes. It's so helpful, and you can import documents to where you need to submit it, and I highly recommend GoodNotes if you're going to get a note-taking app. And I believe GoodNotes was about $9–10 on the App Store. The next tip I can give you guys is to use the calendar app. It is so helpful. You feel so much more organized and know what you're doing in your day-to-day life. And then the third tip I have is obviously the Files app that I had mentioned as well. Make sure to organize your classes so you can submit things and have it all your work downloaded to each file so that it's saved, and if there's ever an issue with your work where something wasn't submitted right, you'll always have it. So, and then the last thing I can recommend for school productivity tips is to make sure not to have apps that you're going to get distracted with on your iPad. As you saw, I didn't have Instagram or TikTok on there because I know if I have Instagram or TikTok, I'm not even sure if TikTok downloads on an iPad. Lastly, I'm going to show you guys accessories. I'm kind of going super fast now because my brother's friends are trying to come over and I'm not going to be able to film while they're here. My iPad comes with the second generation Apple Pencil. Right now I have it covered with this cute little pineapple pencil cover. I love it so much. I got it off Amazon, and I'll have all the accessories linked down below. And then I also have the carrot one. I just think they're adorable, and it's really helpful when you're trying to take your Apple Pencil places and you don't want it to get damaged. The next thing I highly recommend, always am using it, is the Magic Keyboard from Apple. I love it so much. It's like a mini computer. It's amazing. If you're gonna get an iPad, I highly recommend you get a keyboard. It doesn't have to be the Apple one. And the next thing is obviously paper-like screen protector. I love, they're easy to write with the Apple Pencil. And lastly, I just have a normal type of case so that if when I'm not wanting to use the Apple keypad, I just have this, but I rarely use it. That's all the accessories I'm going to be showing you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe down below, and make sure to follow all my social medias linked down below, and I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye guys.